Yeah, hi, Lawrence. I don't want to take you back to when this all started for us. So we've been on scene covering this all day long. Obviously, you had that scene over at Trailwood Drive near NC State Centennial Campus earlier today. And then around 3:30, we were planning on doing our live shot over there when we saw those police cars go flying by, which led us to this area where we are now, where obviously we've seen kind of a culmination in today's operation. You can still see these crews behind me, the SWAT trucks, several officers in tactical gear. You saw Josh's report likely earlier describing the moments when that person of interest was taken down. Interesting information we're gleaning from that news conference in the last few minutes from RPD saying they do have two people in custody, but only one is a person of interest. They said that the other person that was detained at this residence is tied to the home, so not necessarily a person of interest in these shootings per se. But it's been a wild hour and a half here. We were in the car, like I said, when we got here, preparing to do our 4 p.m. live shot. Had to stay in the car because RPD was cautioning us to stay back. We knew something was obviously about to happen. You could see all of these officers out with rifles, with tactical gear, with shields. And that's when we heard several flashbangs and popping sounds coming from this street. We've spoken with some residents in the last half hour who described those moments, what it was like when they got outside and they realized what was happening here.
The guy shooting at people being in the news, I was really excited and happy to see them there. My girlfriend lives here with me and she goes for runs every day, and she was talking to me about, hey, I might go spend the night at my parents' house. She was scared. She was on edge, as she should be. So I feel really relieved to see this, and you know, it's cool to see the guys get out and do their job and help the community.
I think Steve touched on it earlier, but really quite an operation, seems a successful operation that took place here from RPD this afternoon. That man was actually in the shower when all of this went down. He said that he heard that popping sound and the flashbangs and thought it was his dryer at first, came outside and then saw all of these SWAT teams. Not what you would expect when you get out of the shower, guys.
Sean, thank you. And we're also going to check in with Josh Chapin, who's on the ground there also as this arrest unfolded. Hi, Josh.
Hey, Lauren, we have just been sort of catching our breath after that dramatic hour or so. It happened when we rolled into this neighborhood about 4 o'clock. I think it was 4:07 when I shot that video. We were right here along Trailwood Hills Drive, and we saw 3 or 4 black Suburbans. They looked like cop cars. They made a beeline for that cul-de-sac back there, and as soon as we knew it, they were out with guns drawn. We heard the flashbangs, maybe heard a gunshot, and we zagged basically when they zigged to the other direction because, quite frankly, we were pretty terrified by what we saw as well. We're going to take you to some of the chopper video from Chopper 11 that was over this community. This is the Trailwood Hills, Trailwood Springs community. We have talked to a number of different NC State students, a lot of folks who live in this community. We talked to a guy who was inside tuning someone's piano when he heard those flashbangs. A lot of people maybe thought that they were gunshots, hard to tell exactly, but you see the split box of those 2 people being taken into custody in connection to this incident. We also heard from Chief Stella Patterson about this. I'll take a listen to what she had to say.
We understand that the community is concerned, and fear naturally follows whenever incidents of this magnitude occurs. I am a Raleigh resident too, and I share your sentiments.
And no doubt a lot of people have been following this. The folks in the neighborhood who are standing right behind our live shot right now, a lot of people plugged into what was happening around here, just wondering who this person was. We had another person who lives down this cul-de-sac come up to me and said, does that person live in the house? Because I live in the house. So there's just a lot of confusion around this neighborhood. There was no confusion about what folks wanted to do now. They just want to watch the end of this Raleigh police investigation. Now, as you heard from Chief Patterson, we don't know exactly how these 2 people are connected to this case, the 12 different incidents that we're now hearing about, some on I-40, some about the cars being shot out. But when I asked just off the cuff, one of the Raleigh police officers out here, you got your guy, and they said yes in sort of a smirk way. So presumably this is connected in some way to all these incidents. We're going to continue to talk to folks out here about what they're seeing, their emotions after kind of all of this coming to a head here in this South Raleigh community. Certainly not something that folks out here see every day. Steve and Lauren, back to you.
And Josh, at this point, those two people who have been detained this afternoon have not been identified, but we will be working right now to try to identify them. At this point, the way police the operation, the investigation will unfold is they will probably be taken in for questioning. It's not yet clear if they are officially under arrest. Once they are under arrest, they will be publicly identified. A mugshot will be available, and we'll be able to provide our viewers with that information if that in fact happens. What we do know right now, though, Josh, is according to the police chief, their investigation did lead them to that neighborhood. It's not entirely clear what elements of the investigation led them there, but obviously they have ballistics evidence from these shootings across the city. So are you picking up anything there from the neighbors or anyone else about the investigation and what led the RPD to that neighborhood?
We've gotten a lot of questions, but at this point, Steve, it would be just speculation to share exactly what led RPD to this house. Someone said, how did they know when to go in? All those are kind of unclear. We also do know, I was in touch with the FBI, and they said that they were involved in this investigation. So you talk about a ballistics level from the CCBI, from a local standpoint here in the city of Raleigh, but then you bring in all the manpower and all the resources from the Fed. So certainly, we don't know exactly how the FBI was involved in some of this, but certainly you know that the resources of the federal government were also available to the RPD here. And it's hard to know how long they're going to be out here. We haven't exactly seen the person of interest, people of interest in this case, being taken out of this community. There's still a host of Raleigh police officers, both marked and unmarked cruisers out here conducting their operations. So we'll be out here sort of watching it every step of the way.
Josh, I do want to ask you, I know I've been watching from my desk in the 4 o'clock hour, your video that you shot there. A lot of people online are wondering who these people are. Tell us what you can from your vantage point about what you saw and descriptions that you can offer, maybe for people who live in that neighborhood, what you did see when they took those two people into custody.
Yeah, I mean, it was a brief glance because it was more us trying to figure out where we needed to be as safe as possible, but it looked like a younger man, a white younger man, maybe in his early 20s. I'm just guessing at this point, but if I had to ballpark it, that's what he was wearing. He had all black clothing on. He didn't have anything that resembled tactical gear or anything like that, you know, that we've seen in some of these horrible incidents across the country where people are wanting to cause mass harm. Who knows, you know, obviously what the motive is at this point, but he was taken out by RPD, and it's hard to know if he lived in this community. That was really the question from one of the folks who lived down this cul-de-sac, who lived in the house back maybe one house away from where this takedown happened. Did this guy live here? So perhaps he was hiding behind one of the cars there. Perhaps he did live or he was just hiding in the woods back there. Maybe he did live in one of the houses, though. So, you know, we know for sure that it was a guy with glasses, dressed in all black, and he wasn't saying much when he was brought into police custody.